This is the stage for the National Day Parade 2026. At over 160 meters long, we have a performance area that's almost twice as big as the Padang. Covering a production of this scale doesn't just mean getting more cameras. It's about putting every camera in exactly the right place, like this one. And this is how we do it.
Decks are rolling. LED fade out. Stand by. 10 seconds to live. Let's go. Spider starting on you.
3, 2, 1, live.
Hello, Singapore! Welcome to National Stadium
And welcome to the National Day Parade
2026!
Most people only see National Day Parade once, but we see it every week. So for every Saturday rehearsal, we treat it like a live show. Cameras to move, cues to change, problems to solve week on week. But when the countdown begins towards that Saturday, the team has to deliver. And every rehearsal teaches us something. Every rehearsal, we are trying something new. Every rehearsal changes for the next one. Because by the time National Day arrives, there are no second takes. People often think that camera planning begins with cameras. Actually, it doesn't. It begins with understanding the show. What is the audience supposed to feel? Where should their attention be? What is the most important moment of that performance? Before deciding where a camera should go, we need to first understand why the shot needs to exist. That means working together with other creatives to understand the intended story. It also means understanding the staging, the choreography, the lighting, the performance. Only then can we begin translating the creative intent into the images that you see on screen. Every camera position is a decision. Some cameras bring the audiences closer, some of them reveal the full scale of the performance, some move with the performers themselves. And then there are some that will provide a perspective the audience could not experience for themselves. A long lens can isolate a single expression from across the stadium. A wireless camera can move through the field of play with the performers. A Spidercam can travel through spaces that no fixed camera could ever cover. The technology is never the starting point. The story is. The question is not simply what equipment we can use, but the image that the moment needs. We come up with decisions on where each camera should be positioned around the entire stadium, what lens they should be using, and this needs to be aggregated across every single chapter, every single performance in the entire show. Once the positions and systems are planned, those decisions still needs to become instructions that the team can execute. This is where CuePilot comes in. CuePilot translates the camera plan into a sequence of shots and cues. This provides a lot of consistency week to week for the show. And even though the performance changes or the timing changes or there are camera position changes, CuePilot provides us the flexibility to shift things on the timeline and to provide updates to the camera crew on their iPads so that they can execute every shot with precision. More cameras does not automatically create a better production because every camera needs to have its own purpose. And every camera also occupies space. Space means it affects audience seating, performers, sightlines, safety, or even another camera's view. So part of the planning is therefore not only deciding where a camera should be placed, but also where a camera should not be placed. This also requires us to work together with our national broadcaster MediaCorp to decide how we can consolidate camera positions so that it works out for both of us. The multimedia and broadcast camera productions serve different audiences and are two completely different products, but they both work from the same overall creative intent. So where possible, specialized systems and positions like Spidercam, RealCam, and the Steadicams are coordinated with each other to maximize the coverage while reducing the duplication and the physical footprint within the stadium. Every operator needs to understand more than just where to point the camera. They also need to understand why the shot matters. They need to anticipate the movement, they need to respond to changes, listen to directions, and make decisions in real time. Because after all, it's a live show. Behind these operators are also people translating the plan into CuePilot, engineers maintaining the systems, wireless and specialty camera crews managing their own technical requirements, and an operations team coordinating access, equipment, logistics, welfare, food, and communication. The audience sees the final shot. What they do not see is the team working before, during, and after every rehearsal to make that shot possible. No rehearsal is ever perfect. That is kind of the point. Because every rehearsal gives us information. A camera may be blocked, a cue may have arrived too early, a cue may be even late, a movement may not work with the choreography, a position that looked correct on paper but did not work inside the stadium. So after every rehearsal, we review what happened. What worked, what did not work, what needs to change before the next show. The objective here is not to assign blame, but is to make the production better. In 2016, someone took a chance on me. I became the first civilian multi-camera director hired directly by NDP for a production of this scale. 10 years later, we are back at the National Stadium again. The technology has changed, the production has changed, many of the people have changed. But the fundamental challenge remains the same. How do you take an idea and turn it into images? My position as a camera director is one of many in the creative team. Part of the camera director's job is also to take in requests from every stakeholder that is at NDP. Sometimes it means pushing for a shot, but sometimes it also means to listen to comments from different stakeholders, understanding what those comments mean. What do they feel on the ground, what they thought they felt, or what they did not feel. Sometimes that may mean finding a completely different solution altogether. So over time, I realized that a lot of the job is not just to put shots on the screen, not just to point to the audiences where they should focus their attention to, but it's also to aggregate the large amount of requests that every stakeholder will have. The challenge here is to accommodate every request and to translate them into images that every stakeholder can be proud to see on screen. Eventually, 9th of August approaches. The operators are in position, the cues are loaded, the cameras are all lined up, the batteries are changed, the stadium fills up, and the show begins. So every conversation from the last 6 weeks, the last 6 rehearsals, all the adjustments, decisions, compromises, now all has to become action. One camera is framing the performer, another is preparing the next shot, a wireless operator is moving through the field of play, the Spidercam is approaching its next position. The control room is watching all of this at once. And while the audience sees one image, we see every decision that led up to it. The final show you see is a culmination of every decision, every request, every adjustment that we made over the last 7 weeks to make this show what it is on 9th of August.